double-digit Ks.
We're busting ours to kick yours.
Fun to watch.
Minus 15.
Respect all, fear none.
Into the upper deck.
Intensity is not a curfew.
Oh, mercy.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, in Ryan Mountcastle's long-awaited debut, the Orioles bats battled back but couldn't quite get there in an 8-5 loss. And we're breaking it down here on MASN All Access Extras. We're joined by Jim Hunter, who's got an awesome beard that you're rocking here, Jim. I love it. Thanks so much for hopping on.
Hey, Paul, it's great to be with you. By the way, how's that tennis game going?
Not well as evidenced by the broken wrist here.
Well, I feel for you. I hope you can recover quickly.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the sooner I can get out of these things, the better. But let's talk about this game, because Ryan Mountcastle, fans were clamoring for his debut for a while now. He gets the call up. Doesn't get a hit in this one, but does draw 2 walks. And it's funny that the only real knock on him at the plate was the fact that he struck out a whole lot more than he walked, but he showed some plate discipline in this game, Jim.
You know, it's interesting the way you worded that, and that was what the organization had said, was they wanted him to show more plate discipline. Now, a fan might say, well, he's a hitter, let him hit. However, if you learn to work the count, generally you get more better pitches to hit. You get more hitters' pitches as opposed to pitchers' pitches to hit. That's why pitchers love to be 1 and 2 versus 2 and 1, because then the hitter is in control. And I thought it was very encouraging that it was his first at-bat that he drew that walk. He didn't show any anxiousness. He didn't show any, I'm going to prove to them I belong, I'm here. He did what he needed to do. He worked the count, and he was willing to take the walk. And I think that's a real testament to him, because when he was down at the alternate camp, and as he said today in his Zoom conference call, the pitching down there is pretty good. I mean, the Orioles have some pretty good prospects down there. So he had to show the coaches there, and as a result, the organization in Baltimore, that he was working on what they asked him to do. And I think it's a good testament to him. And then he, drew a walk his last at-bat or plate appearance as well. Again, not showing the anxiousness to get that first hit. So it's only one game, but a couple of walks, I think, shows he understands what the strike zone is. And let's not forget, the Major League strike zone may be a little smaller than that minor league strike zone, so it might behoove him to take more pitches.
Absolutely, and that first hit will come maybe in the next game, maybe over the weekend, but it will come at some point, and it was very encouraging, certainly, like you said, to get those 2 walks. Let's talk about John Means' start. The past couple outings since he returned from the bereavement list, he hasn't made it a whole lot deep into games. He has struggled to get past the 3rd inning, has had a lot of long relievers try to come up and clean up after him. I mean, certainly this guy has been dealing with a whole lot after the loss of his father. Is there any concern that you might have after the 2nd straight outing that we've seen him not be able to get too deep into a ball game?
No, I don't have any concern at all, especially because he has to be on some kind of a pitch count, because he hasn't been stretched out because of the interruptions. And as a result, you could expect, even though he would tell you there's no excuses, I should be better than this, but really his stuff looks pretty good. It's just misplacing pitches in the hitter's happy zones. And if you look at the damage that has been done against him in his return, it's the long ball. And if you misplace a changeup and you speed up the bat, the ball's got a good chance to go a long way, and that's what happened to him again tonight. But I don't think there's any concern in terms of his stuff. I think, Paul, pitchers are very much, especially starters, they like routine. And he has had anything but a routine this year with the 2 interruptions. And, of course, as you mentioned, all the anxiety of losing your dad. Those of us that have been through this understand what that means and how it feels. And it's never out of your mind once it happens. And I think once he gets back more now into a routine, he came back last week, made a start Sunday. Now he's back on the 5-day rotation. And maybe his next start, his command will be a little better. I don't have any concern about his stuff. But I think he'll tell you the command is really what it's all about. And once he gets that routine down and he gets his pitches to move as he knows they can when he's right, I think he's going to be fine.
Very well said. And the Orioles battled back, of course. They made this a 3-run game in the final couple frames of this one. Chance Sisco with a 3-run homer. It feels like the Orioles offense has been able to keep them in some games. It's just the pitching has not held up their end of the bargain. Do you think that this is a recipe that could be changed at all? And what has really plagued the Orioles during this 6-game losing streak?
Well, what has plagued them during the losing streak is they've given up at least 6 runs in every game. And, we used to talk about it before broadcast. We used to say, wow, that starter ERA is 5.5. So you're telling your hitters, hey, boys, go out and get a 6. We have a chance tonight. It's hard to ask a major league lineup, even one that has been swinging the bats as well as the Orioles, go out and get us 7 runs and we might have a chance in this one. So it's all about the pitching overall, starting pitching especially, to give you a chance in a game. But the one thing about this team that is fun to watch, and we do have to remind ourselves, this is year 2 of this rebuild, and because of this disjointed season and the good start they got off to, maybe we were a little bit swayed by the way that they were playing. But the one thing that I really enjoy watching this team, and this is a testament to Brandon Hyde and the coaching staff that work with these players every day, for a lot of these guys, this may be their last start or chance to be an everyday starter in the big leagues. And they're taking every at-bat seriously. They're taking their defense seriously. And now with guys like Mountcastle showing up, Keegan Aiken has been here. He was sent back for a little more seasoning. They know there's more on the way down there. And, the drafts the last couple of years have been fabulous. They had guys, Mike Elias got Grayson Rodriguez from the previous administration and DL Hall. So there's a lot of people down there that Mike and his staff have been able to add to. So you got to give a lot of credit to the players who are here, understanding this is their opportunity to prove they not only can be major leaguers, but everyday major leaguers. And as long as you have 27 outs, you should play until 27 outs. It's a good testament to them. Now, if they can get the pitching they were getting earlier when they were on those winning streaks and sweeping series, that's a good combination. But that's the way I'm looking at this team, is that it's a team of opportunity, and Brandon Hyde and his staff, they're doing the maximum to get the most out of every player who is willing to do it to prove they belong there.
Love the big picture perspective from Jim Hunter on MASN All Access Extra. Jim, great to have you on. Thank you so much for hopping on here. We really appreciate it.
All right, Paul, next time I'm buying at the tennis court.
Sounds good.